Hi, beautiful people. What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to episode 2 of The Tim Thomas Show. All right, now let's get into it. The topic for today, for this episode, is overcoming 2023. Now, a lot of us, a lot of us can say 2023 wasn't exactly the very best because it was a lot of loss. It really was, and I guess some years can be worse for others, and some not so bad for other people. I mean, for me, I don't think nothing can top the year I went through with 2017 and 2020. 2017 is when, unfortunately, I tragically lost one of my little sisters, and 2020 is when the COVID hit and I lost my father to it. And there were other losses in the midst of that. It was like one loss after another in the midst of both of those years and whatnot. But it's a true saying that when you lose either a child, a spouse, a sibling, and a parent, those are the kind of wounds that don't heal so quickly, and unfortunately, quite possibly never. You just learn to get through it and you learn to deal with it. Because a lot of people have asked me one time, like with the tragedy that you went through and whatnot with your father and even with your sister and whatnot, like how did you find the strength to get through that? For one, God. God is number one. I mean, I couldn't have got through half the the crap I went through without God. And second, the realistic truth is we have no other choice but to go on. We don't have any other choice but to go on. I mean, sitting, laying, and wallowing in it isn't going to bring them back. I mean, if anything, it'll only just take you out more faster. But that's also an insult to God because you're blessed with life. So why not live it? So I try to look at it that way. Even though God knows it's very hard, that's why I say without God, it would not even be possible. So, the guest I have today, she can strongly relate, even 10 times more than me. So let's get into it. If you got a child, I got a box of tissues right over here. I got some water. We about to get into it today. So with my first guest coming up, please give it up for my girl, an old friend of mine, Dana Barnett, y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to the Tim Thomas Show. Now, my first guest I was just mentioning not too long ago, this girl, we go way back. She's one of the most beautiful and strongest people I have ever known and met. Please give it up for my girl, Miss Dana Elizabeth Barnett, y'all. Oh, goodness. Oh, girl.
Yes.
Oh, well, for one, I just want to thank you real quick for even doing the second time out your busy schedule to do this.
No problem.
I really appreciate you.
It's therapeutic for me too. So.
Ooh, girl. And like I was mentioning not too long ago before you came, we go way back.
Yes,
Honestly, all the way back to what we met when we was what in elementary school.
Yep, fourth grade.
Oh my God, fourth grade. Yes, that was Jesus.
And we remember I took your we had it was Miss Tally.
Yeah, right.
And we had a movie day.
Oh my God.
Was it? I think I took your seat by accident.
I think so.
And we had a little argument about it.
Oh my.
And then we became friends.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's how we became friends.
Oh my God, that feels well. It was a long time ago. Jesus, wow, it was a different world.
It was. I remember exactly what you looked like. Everything.
Yeah, right. We did. Yes, yeah. I'll never forget. For one, your beauty for one stand out, and so I can't forget that. Wow, But not only was it a different world, we was really different people then. Wow, it really amazed me how we went from that to where we are now.
Exactly.
Wow, whew,
Exactly.
God,
It's all
and
about
God
God.
good. God is good. Like I said earlier, y'all, God is good.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which and whatnot, before oh well, for one, I'm here some water. If you want to have some water, to just go parch
Yeah.
yourself. Cause honey, we about to get into it. Mm. Mm. As Jennifer Hudson said, you didn't want none, did you? Okay, baby. For one, I have got to ask you, how are you? Really?
uh, I'm depressed. I'm down. I'm anxious. And I'm stressed out.
Oh, girl.
But I have my moments where,
Mm.
so you know how it comes in waves.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
like I'll have my days where I'm cool. I can go to work and be ha ha he he and everything, and then it'd be where I'm at work and I'm cool, but I go home to empty house and me and my dog, and it's like down, and then
Jesus.
that would trigger me to be down for a couple of days. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah.
It all depends on how strong I am to deal with my mindset that day.
Well, for what it's worth, like I said, you are incredibly strong because not a lot of people can say that they even with that with the triggers when not a lot of people can say they can manage to push through that
Exactly.
and as well. Let me put it like this: survive it rather.
Right. Exactly.
Because that is something like that can easily break them. But girl, you've really been through a lot in your life.
Yeah. And the thing is that where what you just said, I had those moments too. You know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
very personal. Like I really I can be personal with
Yeah, absolutely, girl.
it.
This your moment. This episode is about you. Be as personal as you want, honey. Yeah, this your story. Tell your story. It's all right.
But I have my moments with that because honestly, I don't have my parents anymore, and it bugs me because like having my dad pass away and going through that and everything, and then finally getting over it and whatnot, and now my mom, it's like, oh my god, my parents like my last one is gone, and it's like I was closer to her anyway, so like we were like this.
I know.
So it's just like you get where like when you have stressful moments or when you are going through too much at one time, you're just like, okay, well, I just want to go just like my parents wanted to go. I just want to like not be stressed out. I want to, just like the world to be quiet. You know what I mean? Or like just like have like really just like
Stand
so
still. Like to
exactly.
like still like don't nobody move. Like kind of like that feeling.
Yeah,
Like leave me the hell alone. Kind of feeling at times.
exactly. And sometimes we're also where it's like, am I really this strong? Because sometimes it's like I want to go myself. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, cause like when I say that, it's only because in my life, my perspective, it's been situation since I was a kid, and I could
Right.
never have a break, like an actual break where I'm happy, you know. And that's why I always say that with my happiness, I can be happy because I got a new TV, a new car, or whatever, but it only lasts like I'm not lying, it only lasts for like 10 minutes because I already know something else is gonna happen. So I can never really stay happy.
Like yeah, it's because when you like you just said when you constantly been through so much, it's like that. Okay, this is almost too good to be true kind of feeling because
Mm-hmm.
something always comes in, and unfortunately, that's the problem when you have been burned a lot. Now, so many other people can damn sure relate to this. It's like it's hard to enjoy a moment because you're afraid that something else is going to happen and whatnot. But it's crazy how that really does happen for us. I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, without getting emotional, Jesus, because I could definitely relate to that because, oof. But you know what? In the same breath, regardless of it all, it also just shows, just you represent God. I mean, something that my pastor told me when we was in church. He said, "When you see me, see Jesus."
Mm-hmm.
And every time I look at you, I can definitely see that through you and whatnot. Because for one, that's how we connected anyway.
That's
We're
true.
both we both very spiritual. We're both very religious. We come from a religious background,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's where we click at being
Exactly.
kindred spirits. You told me that yourself, and that really moved me. But sometimes it's just hard. It's just hard to be strong and whatnot. And I remember. Feel free to say if you don't want to talk about it or not and whatnot. But what I never knew that you had you had was diagnosed with the same thing that my father had because my father, God rest his soul, he had lupus.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how hard it was for him. I mean, he had to take so much medicine. It was really painful to watch my father go through that. And he was older and he was working constantly. That man was a workaholic.
Right.
And unfortunately, it worked him into the ground, so to speak.
Mm.
because he caught the COVID at work.
I remember.
Yeah, well, yeah, you right
I
as
remember.
we talk, yeah. Um, and you said you have the same thing, right,
Mm.
lupus. If it was hard for him, how do you manage it? I mean, please inform us. Like, how do you manage? I mean, you, as young as you are, how do you cope with that?
Honestly, the way I cope with it, I do eat still the same way I used to eat before I got diagnosed. But I did change a lot of things. I'm still trying to I'm trying to still cope with it because it freaks me out. Um, and with me working with my doctor, trying to get the right medications and everything, I try to do that. I try to ask them for diets and everything that I can do to help me with inflammation, help with my arthritis because I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh,
So you
geez.
always like
Yeah.
if you ever see me, I'm always cracking my knuckles and
Yeah,
everything.
right. Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
because oh,
and
Jesus, that's what that is. Wow. My
yeah,
dad did the same thing. So I recognized it right away.
yeah,
Wow.
and like with my weight going up and down, like I try to go to like exercise and everything, just for my joints. My joints block up a lot,
Yeah.
and I try to exercise, but I try not to exercise so much because you have days where you're fine, you're good, but other days you cannot get out of bed because you're in that much pain. Everything's inflamed and whatnot, and then sometimes the medication doesn't work. And then it comes to like when your hair falls out and everything because my hair does fall out.
Yes, they too.
Yeah.
Because he used to have hair, but then that's how he ended up getting bald because he when he caught it all his hair came out. So that was a really overwhelming change for us. So for you, I mean, it was wow, it was the
Yeah.
same way. Wow.
Yeah, and I tried different things like with my hair because my hair is really thick, and it's but when I like take a shower and wash my hair or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it does come out. And when I
Oh
first
wow,
got diagnosed, it came out in patches.
Jesus.
Yeah, and but I tried different hair things like wild growth that helped my hair grow and be thicker.
Okay.
And I definitely saw a decrease in how much hair came out. So I will say that. Um, I tried like just like I said like different diets or like try like to not like you know party too much, because that would definitely mess up your immune system and you can't be doing that. But
Wow.
thing is with me, my goal with this lupus thing is that we're to not be afraid to really get into it and really make myself better. It's just the fact of when you go to the doctor and because I had these rashes on my legs and I had no idea where they're from and it looked like spider web
Oh jeez. Wow.
and it was like, hey, what's that? And so I went to the doctor, and she looked at it, whatever, and examined me, and then came back, and I'm sitting there, it's like freaking out, and she came back and told me, she's like, well, I want to tell you, that you have lupus, right? And I got, I had so many blood tests, to do. I had so many tests to do, so many evaluations to do. You know what I mean? Until they found out. The thing is that where I was told, when she looked at my records, and she heard what I had to say about since I was 15, everything I was going through.
Right.
I went to Jefferson Hospital, Temple Hospital. My mom took me everywhere to figure out what was going on. Nobody could figure out what was going on. And I had to do like writing tests to figure out like like how I wrote and
Mm-hmm.
everything because I had the shakes, I had tremors.
Oh right.
And
Wow. Jesus.
and so I had all that since 15. And then when I was 25, 27, that's when I got diagnosed. And she told me that I had it since I was 15.
From 15 to 20.
5, 27.
That's
And
almost like a 10-year gap.
yep,
Jesus.
and no medications, no because lupus is very hard to find
It,
because it has
right,
symptoms of a lot of other diseases, you know. So with me, I was like, okay, that's what it was. When I couldn't eat or when my body was going up and down, I was getting depressed about my body weight in high school and middle school, and I'm like, okay, well I was just like a little bit skinnier like a month ago, 2 months ago. Why am I so big now? You know, and not being able to do what my friends would do, like move around and whatnot without like my elbows clicking or whatever and cracking and stuff like that. So yeah, it was hard.
girl. Wow, I seriously had no idea. I mean, because I remember when we was in school. I mean, I could sense it, just sense it. But you pulled it off. You pulled it off so well. I mean, you would have never known.
Hmm.
I mean that just shows how much God has been with you the whole this whole time. I mean, because like how for some people like it'll just show on their face like with what they're going through, or they'll verbally express it, or just want them
Right.
to know. And sometimes you, on the other hand, I mean, wow, at the time you took it like a champ. You took
I
the way. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying
no
to be
no
funny,
no no no.
but you really took it like a champ, and that's what it's so respectable about you. It's so honorable about you. I mean,
Thank
for
you.
real.
That really means a lot to me. Like,
Girl, I'm telling you like it is, because that's how I really I feel about you. I mean, for real.
yeah, because it's like I mean, like in high school, like I was going through it really bad in high school, and but I was like my dad would say, lick your wounds and move on, you know, and my mom always told me like I need you dating because you're strong and that's what it means,
Mm,
stuff like that. And personally, it was like my parents are really really strong people, very strong,
mm,
and you can be emotional with them, you can talk to them about your feelings, whatever,
of course.
but at the same time, you're gonna get that hard love first.
Of course, yeah, been
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I know
and
what you
so
mean. Yeah.
it's embedded in my brain to myself to be hard on myself when it comes to love. Like where it's like, okay, well, you want to cry, but don't do it. You know what I mean? You're not gonna do that because I'll evaluate. Okay, well, is this really worth crying about?
Right. Okay.
Or
Yeah.
can
Estimate. Yeah.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Weighing out is what I would say. Yeah. Weighing out what's worth it, what's not worth it.
exactly.
I got you.
Because
Yeah.
I can be like every other person that I know or seem to be like emotional over spilled milk. I
Mm,
can be that way, but if I train my brain to be that way, I will never be strong at all.
that's
Because the
deep.
thing is, I'm used to crying over everything. So when it comes to big
Mm,
stuff, I can put myself in a mental breakdown. And I went through that before, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I almost been in cardiac arrest. Like that was like what, 3 years
Oh
ago.
my
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Jesus, that's deep.
yeah, I got hospitalized and everything, and I have a panic attack disorder. So with me, it takes me a lot. It takes a lot for me to calm myself down. So I try really hard to have that strong wall, to where it's like, okay, well, I might look mean, I might sound mean, I might sound aggressive, but it's really protecting myself, and I don't mean to feel that way or come off that way, to where it's like, if like you ask me a question about how I feel about my mom or whatever, and this, I'll be a little like stone cold, you know what I mean, like kind of how I am right now, because where it's like I'm not trying to get into that headspace,
Right.
you know what I mean,
Especially if
but
you're trying to. I don't mean control, but especially if you're trying to like move forward and whatnot, or just trying to trying to be stronger per
yeah,
se, or just trying to heal whatnot. So if you're trying to heal, you of course you don't want to like re-trigger, or revisit that old feeling and whatnot. Because sometimes them triggers be serious as hell.
they are, they are.
Ooh, child, because it's like you'd be fine 1 minute, but once something triggers or a memory comes back, it's like damn, I'm mad all over again.
Exactly. And that's yep. I'm
I mean,
telling you.
it's like okay, okay, I'm good. Yeah, this and this, and like, oh hell, I'm getting mad all over again. And
Yeah.
that person ain't even in front of me, or whoever did this, they somewhere else with their life, and it's crazy how our minds work, that it could be that powerful enough to take us back and re-trigger those feelings again. I mean, I always say our minds is just as powerful as our words.
You got that right. Word of spells, man.
Cause girl, ooh.
They are. And that's the thing. Like I get triggered a lot. Definitely now at work.
Yeah, because
Holiday season and everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where Jesus.
And I try my best to not. I don't even, like people tell me don't look at the bad. Don't think about the the death or whatever and what you went through. Think about the happy times. I can't even do that because that's a trigger. Like you know what I'm saying?
It is.
So the thing is with me, my mom told me before that she's like when you really, cause my mom's really religious.
Yes,
She was like,
she was.
when you really, really are down and you really need Jesus, she was like, you will find yourself. It's like you're like in a airplane mode. You will find yourself on your hands, your knees, and your face, and you're going to pray as long as you need it. And I did that because I had moments. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I had a moment and it was one day like 2 months ago, and she just recently passed whatever, and I just had a time to,
Go ahead.
and I woke up to go to work, and I'm used to my mom like waking me up. I can wake myself up, but my mom, my mom's up, and so I woke up and it's like it was quiet, and it was very quiet, and it was like, oh, this is my reality, and it took me like 2 hours to get out of bed. Like seriously. And I was thinking about just like calling, taking a mental leave, but I need the money. So I'm like stuck between a rock and a hard place. So it was like, okay, Dana, you're gonna buck up and lick your moves, move on, and go to work and do what you gotta do, and cry in the bathroom if you got to, go in the prayer room because we have a prayer room.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
And go in there and do what you gotta do, or you're gonna sit here and you're gonna just like ball up and cry all day because your parents won't want that. My dad even told me like, when me and your mom passed away, don't cry about it because that's just a part of life. And was it and because my dad he didn't cry for nobody besides his little sister, and so he tried to put that strength in me. My mom always said, you know, when he passed away, you take the good, leave the bad, and it's where it's like I'm trying, but those two quotes, I was listening to my dad, I'm like, no, let me get up, take a shower, and get my clothes on, and go to work. I can cry in the shower, I can cry, you know, and put my clothes on, I can cry going to work. But when I get out that car and I clock in, y'all will never see no emotion.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And being at work and seeing everybody, you know, with their kids, you know, everybody there is like all family, really.
Yeah.
And people hearing them talk about their mom or their dad, and it's like, geez, like, please, Louise, like, I just don't want to hear about it. The holiday stuff, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. Because, like, you know, my mom passed away September 23rd. And I was there. I held her hand, you know, and until she took her last breath. And she was talking to me and everything, and she just went away. And and so I was thinking, I'm like, I prayed to God when I first found out. I prayed to God, I was like, please let her to stay for the holidays and for my birthday. And my birthday's coming up, Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. Like, and it's like, you know, it's a lot. Like Thanksgiving, I had people that invited me out on Thanksgiving, but it was just like, I just want to be by myself on my holiday.
That's how I feel. I feel about that Thanksgiving. I'm the same way. It's not the same no more. That's the one holiday I can skip over. Everybody has their triggers with certain holidays. Thanksgiving is definitely one of them personally for me. So I can definitely relate to you on that one, for that one, holiday wise, because it's just.
It's like a missing piece.
Exactly. Yeah, just what I was looking for. There you go.
Yeah, it's like you got a chair with nobody there. Like, so that's I was like, yeah, I just want to be by myself. And so it's like when I like anybody who's going through this or went through it but is still grieving, no matter how many years, no matter how many months, no matter how many days, does not matter. It does not matter. The thing is that it's a hard road. Mm-hmm. It will get better because you get used to it. But the thing is that where you cannot, like Beyonce said, you take 24 hours with your feelings. At that 24 hours, do what you gotta do. And the thing is that where, with me, it's like, you know, I do what I have to do, but I still deal with my feelings in a healthy way. And that's what you have to do. Because you can put yourself in that mindset of depression and you won't even be that depressed.
True.
But you just sit there thinking, it's going to put you in that dark spot. It's going to put you in that rabbit hole that is really hard to get out of.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Been there.
Same.
I know. So trust me, girl. Yeah.
So it is where, like, anybody who's going through it and whatnot, you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. It's hard, but you can do it. And the thing is, I would definitely say, anything that you feel, any anxiousness, any depression, any sadness, any anger that you feel, that's your grieving. If anybody cannot understand that, leave them alone. And also, at the same time, even though you are grieving, you still have to worry about other people's feelings too. You can't sit there and say, okay, well, my parents died, I have an excuse. No. Because you can't become disrespectful because you're feeling away. So either cut ties for a little bit temporarily so you can get yourself together and then be the person that you used to be to your friends, to your family, to yourself. Or you have them back off to tell them I need my space and whatnot. So therefore all those different energies are not interfering with your energy and amping up your emotions. Because then if that happens, it's going to go left and you're going to lose a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships with your family. You're going to lose yourself. Because I became very, very close doing that. And I love my friends. I love my family. So, and I need them around. I almost lost a few friends because I started seeing, like, I've been through so much with my mom's death, with her being sick, because everything happened overnight. And, literally overnight. And, so I didn't get to experience the grieving part yet. I had to deal with her funeral. I had to deal with, let me back up. I had to deal with her going to hospitals back and forth for her AFib. You know what I mean? And then we found out she had cancer. Now I'm dealing with the hospitalization of that. Now I deal with, going to, leaving my job on break to go to Christiana Hospital to make sure she's okay and to sincere. I did that a lot. And, and then when she passed away, having to deal with that emotion because it was like a shock. It was like, this really happening? Like I knew it was going to happen, but it's like, is this really happening? And it's just like, after that, now you got to deal with the funeral. Now you got to deal with the repast. So I had no time. I was busy. I had to deal with the house and make sure that everything got switched to my name. And so I finally started, like, I would say 3 weeks ago. I just finally started getting angry, sad, wondering why all those stages.
Everything you had balled it up, you felt it all at once and was able to release it. Unfortunately, at that, all at the same time.
Exactly, and nobody understood that. Like if and I would expect anybody to understand that because they're not going through what I'm going through.
Right. It's easy for them to look on the outside when they're not in your shoes and whatnot. That's where people need to fall back, and sometimes they can say, "Oh, it'll be all right." It's easy for you to say if you haven't been through not even half of what the hell you've been through or what I've been through or was what your situation is. Yeah. And people do really irritate me with that.
Same.
So if until you've been where she's been or where somebody has been, fall back.
Exactly.
So just fall back. That's all I can say on that note for anybody out there, because you got people that's like that. That was just say, okay, just brush it off, keep moving. Okay, you still got both of your parents. You still got both of your siblings. You still got a child and whatnot, or a spouse or whatnot. What room you got to talk to tell us otherwise?
Exactly, because you can't do it. That's why with me, like I try to put myself in people's shoes and whatnot, so I can understand them, so I can respond better. And the thing with me is that where it's like I just want people to understand that like this is my best friend that lately, my best friend I lost, and then it's not just losing my mom. Now I have to worry about how she used to keep up her the house and everything. You know what I mean? I have to worry about like how I don't have to worry about it, but I have to think about all the time where like how she wants me to live my life. So it's like even though I'm going through this stuff, I still have to think about how she wants me to be happy, how she wants me to accomplish things. You know what I mean? Keep on going, but it's hard.
Oh yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard, and dealing with depression and everything is like it's ridiculous. I've been through that road for 10 years, and I finally got out of it. Now I don't want to go back there.
Ooh, I don't wish for you to go back for it, honey. God knows, because that depression, I definitely because I just got off my medication discreetly last year, so it's a hard road to balance. That's where God comes in there, because you can't do it without God.
And that's why I stopped taking medication.
Gosh. All right. Well, before girl, you just gave us you just gave all the above for what the question was. So. Lastly, before we wrap this up and before we go, I have to ask you, and feel free if it's emotional or if it's too much, let me know. When the time does come and you're no longer here, what is it you want your legacy to be? What is it you want people to remember from you?
Honestly, what I want people to remember from me, because it's really actually that, because I thought about that several times, a lot, and what I want to remember, what people remember me by is the heart that I have. You know what I mean? I don't want them to remember, me lashing out or, me being angry and frustrated. I want them to understand, okay, well, when Dana was going through her own stuff and I was going through mine, I still called her and asked her for help and she still helped me. You know what I mean? Whether I'm going through a storm or not. If my friend, my family, somebody, anybody really, I care about people. You know what I mean? If you're going through something and I got the means to help you, regardless of how much rain I'm taking in, I'm going to literally sit there and give you an umbrella for yours. I'll get it back anyway, because you know what? God will give it right back to me.
Oh, girl, yeah, yes.
And the thing is too is that a lot of people get it messed up. Where okay, let me do a good deed so I can get it right back. No, God put you on this earth to help other people, right? Yes. We are all connected. We're all brothers and sisters. So if I'm helping you out, I might be rewarded through God by something else different. It could be a whole different situation, but the same volume.
That's right. At half time, it could be when you in His glory, because they say when you receive your crowns or your jewels, they don't mean that. They don't always mean that here on earth. It could be when you're up in His kingdom, in His glory, and He has a special spot for you up there, or a special position.
Exactly. So I would never sit there and say no, I can't help you when I know I can, because I've been there. Whether it's a different situation, same situation, I've been there. So the thing is that I want people to understand that I have a really, really good heart.
You do.
I really honestly do.
A strong one at that.
Thank you. And that's the thing. Like I went through a lot of stuff that is hard to process. It's hard. Everything happens at one time, and I mean my whole life, from friends, school, bullying, my own personal depression, going through what I did to myself in my depression. You know what I mean? My thoughts when I was in my depression. I've been there. So I don't want anybody to take that bad of me and keep it. I want them to take the good, like my mom said. Take the good, take that, leave the bad.
Amen.
Amen.
Woo! Jesus. Well, y'all heard it here. I mean, this is my girl. This is Dana. This is her story. I hope y'all take, or whoever's watching this, I hope y'all take all this in, because this is a true example of God's work, of God's creation, and God's strength. Because Lord knows, Jesus, you represent that real well, honey. And I pray that you continue to go strong. You already know I'm only just a phone call text away. I got you. We're gonna forever be cool. And as you might, hopefully this will inspire you to make your own podcast. Hopefully this because honey, yes, because you like I said, we all got a story. We all got a story, and every story may not end with the glory, but we all got a story.
Exactly.
And I can't thank you enough right now for sharing your story with so many of us that like to watch it.
Thank you. I hope everybody.
I hope everybody
understands me, and
take this in,
appreciate
y'all.
you.
Thank you, Dana, girl. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
I love you so
Ooh, child, I knew this episode was gonna be something, honey. Child. Ooh. Dana, girl, I can't thank you enough for being my guest on this show today. Thank you for your raw truth. Thank you for your emotion. And thank you, girl, for your story. I pray that so many be inspired by this, so many be moved by this, and so many be motivated by this. Because Lord knows, when it comes to going through a lot, she's right up there with my girl Jennifer Hudson. I gotta tell you that. That's for sure, honey. Well, on that note, y'all, we about to wrap up and we about to end this. And this is actually going to be my last episode of the year. I'm coming back in January 2024. Just to give all my focus on another project and whatnot, and just to get myself together as well, because it's a true saying, honey. If you don't take care of yourself, how the hell are you supposed to take care of other people? So that's what it is. I need to just take time to get myself together, regroup myself, motivate myself, and get to work on another project, and come back and finish this as my ministry. So yeah, when God gives you a gift, honey, you got to use it. You can have a gift, but it's how you use it. And I pray, Dana, girl, continue using your gift as an inspiration to people. I pray the show continues to motivate people. It's like I always say in raps to this, we live in a world full of broken-hearted people. So it wouldn't be so hard to lend just a decent kindness or a decent word or a helping hand. And my thing is, I can only hope that one day when I'm long gone and I'm no longer here, that I can make a difference. I've made a difference in somebody's life. Even if you just reach one person or make a difference in one person's life, you left your mark in this world. And my only hope is that one day when I'm no longer here, that I could have at least, made a difference in that one person's life. So, in wraps to that, all of you stay strong, stay motivated, stay safe, stay blessed, stay prayed up. And just know that you loved, and we are in this together. You're not alone, and everything's gonna be all right, y'all. In Jesus' name. So stay blessed, y'all. Until next time, love y'all.